I'm Sergeant Mitchell with the U.S. Army Medical Department Recruiting. I am your healthcare recruiter. AMEDD Accession Packet Preparation Checklist. I know you guys hear me say time and time again, preparation is the key. This video, we're going to be talking about the documents needed in order to become an AMEDD officer in the United States Army. Take the time to gather these documents because once you meet with your recruiter, that first initial appointment and when you agree to process starts your window. And from there, you have 2 weeks to give all these documents to your recruiter. If you are missing the dates that are giving to you, 9 and 10, you could be dropped. So preparation is everything. When you look through these videos, you're going to see a lot of things that you're going to have to give to your recruiter, and also you're going to see what your recruiter will have to do, paperwork's filled out, and so on and so forth, to make sure that you're able to gain that commission. So meeting these deadlines is going to be crucial. If you miss a deadline, it can affect the overall process and outcome of you gaining that commission. Now, for your medical documents, it's going to be important that you start to gather all of the documentation shown here. Now, when you look, you're going to see some things that as required or available. Just a key note, some of this stuff your recruiter will be doing for you, but you have to make sure that you're providing the appropriate source documents for your medical section. Moving into the source documents. Now, the source documents is actually absolutely the most difficult part to overcome in building your packet because it requires an extensive amount of documentations. Now, for example, the sex offender check, that's going to be one that your recruiter is going to be doing in conjunction to you going out and collecting the appropriate documents. Now, your letters of reference, make sure you have 3. So really take the time to look at what is being shown on the screen. Pause if necessary to take notes. Now, when you look at this, not all of it's going to be pertaining to you because this video is covering every AOC in the Army Medical Department. So for example, the CV and the resumes, as you can see, all HPSP applicants are exempt from that, as well as the statement of motivation. Now, the HPSPs doesn't fall into that. For the professional licenses, as you can see, the PALS, the BLS, ACLS, anything that pertains to you, all this stuff's need to be gathered. Now, the DA license, you're going to provide that, but your recruiter will run a prime source verification on all the stuff that you have. So really, take the time to look at what is being asked of you. Pause if necessary. This can be very intensive. Make sure all your scores, such as your GRE scores or your MCATs, all this stuff is being provided. Now, if you have any questions, please reach out to your recruiter or myself if you are my applicant, and that way we can square away. But 9 and 10, your recruiter will sit down and ask these documents from you in the initial appointment or any appointment scheduled thereafter. But it's going to be up to you to make sure that all this documentation is provided, because once again, the USAREC is really cracking down at our flash to bang. So that flash to bang is when you agree to process and when did you board. So if you are not coming prepared, 9 out of 10, like I said, you may not make that cut. We have a lot of professionals that are qualified, but unfortunately doesn't make it to the finish line because they lack the appropriate documents or whatnot. We are looking for the best qualified applicants because we have limited spots to fill. So this is when it's going to become competitive. So come ready to go with all this document. So anytime that you stop the process because you have to look for a document, you are jeopardizing your ability to meet the appropriate deadlines in order to gain that commission. Come ready to go, meaning business. You do not want to wait to find these documents. Now, going back, I know we're seeing the board. These are the documents that's taken 9 and 10. Your recruiter is going to be focusing on that part. The areas of 1 and 2, which is your medical and your source documents, that is what's going to drive the additional appointments, such as your boards and their appointments. And we're going to go into like prior service. If you are not a prior service applicant, please disregard that. Do not get caught up in the weeds, because if you get caught up in the weeds, you might miss that boat. So really take that time, focus on these documents, gather what's necessary. For my prior service, now the prior service documents, you guys know what it is. Make sure you start collecting those appointment orders, your NCORs, your OERs. Take the time, read the screen, pause if necessary to make sure that you are getting what is necessary. I really do not want you guys to miss this opportunity because of a lack of preparation. Like I told you guys, I'm going to keep you updated, well informed, but it's going to require an effort on your part to make sure that you're doing what's necessary. So keep calm, subscribe. You know what I always say? I'm Sergeant Mitchell, your healthcare recruiter. Best wishes to you on your journey. You're going to be able to get there.